Hello, I'm Alex, part of the Call to Action crew, and you're here today with us. We're going to be doing some debating where we fight and argue to the death on all things Schmoedown and beyond. All right, so here with me today, I have the boat himself. Holy flippity flop.
We're here.
More. Man,
I'm here. Yeah, my name is Brad Gilmore. You might know me by another name. You might know me as The Boat. Hashtag best of all time. Hashtag Brad's opinion is true. Hashtag boat life. Hashtag I'm on a boat. And I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. This is my first Schmoebates. I'm excited to hear these two go at it.
Not kidding. This is your first one. You're going to be debating for sure. helping me watch these two monsters of Schmoedown debate today. This will be pretty fantastic. One of my favorite, Schmoedown teams, honestly, personality-wise. Having this reunion here is so exciting. Okay, so we have Paul Preston. Holy crap, this is happening. This is happening, guys. Okay, how you doing, Paul?
I am well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in quarantine. What's that?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm in quarantine like everybody else. I'm sitting here staring at the dog. It's fine.
Well, at least you do have the dog for company. I have cats, and they just hate me no matter how much love I try to give them.
I'm waiting for my dog to do the thing where he pulls the zipper down, and he is a cat. Because he doesn't like me either. So I think he's got cat attitude, or catitude, if you will.
That would be absolutely terrifying. Do not talk to me if that's the case.
That'll break up the day.
All right, and over to you, Adam. Thank you guys so much for being here. Adam, are you excited? Are you a big debater in general, or?
I enjoy a good debate. I usually avoid confrontation, but I have to say, when it comes to movies, I can be quite the son of a bitch.
As you should be.
I can be very hard to discuss stuff with. It may sound great, that's like the idea of discussing Star Wars with me, but it is not fun for a lot of people.
It depends on the crowd for sure.
Yeah. I beat people up and I forget, and they're like, okay. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was on a Call to Action's Schmoedown news show we do every Sunday, and I was like, who's the opposite of Luke Skywalker? That Darth Sidious dude. And I felt kind of bad, but at the same time,
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, sometimes if it's a late night, what are you gonna do? Okay. All right. Well, just to let you guys know how we kind of go about this, and we have a bunch of new people here that's never been on Schmoebates before. Just kind of refresh your memories on how Schmoebates go down. So both Brad and I are really going to be moderating and assisting you guys determine who is a real winner for today. You, the viewers, will be the ones to determine who's going to walk away a champion and who's going to walk away a failure. So we're going to have 3 questions to watch both Paul and Adam debate today. I have 3 questions for them to answer. We're going to start with an opening statement at 60 seconds apiece for both of them, as well as 4 minutes of opening remark, as well as closing statements, again at 1 minute apiece. Now, we did previously already decide that Adam is going to be making his opening statement first for his opening statement and closing statement for the first question, and vice versa for Paul on the second question. Paul is going to be giving his opening and closing statement first for the second question. And last but not least, I'll be using the Action Army coin, the best fandom of all time right here, to I know, it's like the sun. It's so bright. Like right there. Wow. It's actually going to be determining who is going to be making their arguments first for the third and final question. Okay. All right. Let's get debating. Okay, I also will be providing you little timers. Adam, again, you got 60 seconds for your opening statement. Brad,
all right,
do the honors in reading our first question.
I'm about to read this question, but I'm going to throw this on you live here real quick. I've decided that the winner of this debate needs to get something very special. And I have a gift that I'm going to present the winner via USPS, so we'll get there eventually. But the winner will get an autographed copy of the Boat's book, Back from the Future, a celebration of the greatest time travel story ever told, available April the 14th. You can get an early copy. It is about the greatest film trilogy of all time. So,
I've heard that is the Why We Love Star Wars of Back to the Future books.
That's what I hear too. Now, there will be a prize for the loser. but it's still a great prize. It is the best of reality of wrestling on DVD. So get that. So everyone's a winner. So let's go with this first question. Question number 1.
I'm excited.
Who do you think will be the first competitor to compete in all 4 leagues? That's Star Wars, Inner Geekdom, singles, and teams.
Got a lot of competitors to choose from, so we're going to start with you, Adam. You got 1 minute on the clock starting right now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I am but a humble country full contact movie trivia contestant. And I don't know much from the talk of the big city talk of Mr. Paul Preston, but I'm here to talk just plain and simple to you. There's one person you think of. You think about being inspired. When you think of a Kevin Smets, you think about how he came in, an innocent little boy who thought he could fly. Well, let me tell you the story of another boy who thought he could fly. His name was Jay Roach, and he was in the movie The Boy Who Could Fly, and he later played the Human Torch in Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. My point is, powerful things are possible when you're not afraid to reach for the top, and when audiences see that, they think, maybe I could be a Kevin Smith, maybe I could be a Jay Roach. Now, he has competed, obviously, quite handily in the Inner Geekdom. And of course, he could handle Star Wars. But I'm telling you, this man is a genius. As sure as I'm standing here right now, he can handle it. He can handle all 4 divisions. Sorry, I got wrapped up there. When I think about the United States of America, I yield the remainder of my time.
1 minute, going overboard a little bit. So points docked up. That's a solid pick. 5th is like for Kevin Smets. Wow. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. So over to you, Paul. You also have 1 minute starting right now.
Who do you think will be the first competitor to compete in all 4 leagues? Ladies and gentlemen, if it pleases the court, I put to you, is this really a question when the answer is so very obvious? You don't hear the name Benny Three Belts. You don't hear the name Billy Three Belts or Giannini Three Belts, do you? There is but one player who could get 3, 4 belts, and perhaps they'd have to make a 5th belt for him too, perhaps a James Bond belt. He is, in fact, the man with the golden belt, Mike the Killer Kalinowski. Smart enough to compete in all 4 leagues? Yes. I mean, does he have the breadth of knowledge enough to compete in all 4 leagues? Yes. Handsome enough to compete in all 4 leagues? He's not hideous, I suppose.
15 seconds.
The final frontier is him conquering this and showing total dominance in every single league. And as long as Flash Gordon isn't one of the films in the Star Wars universe, he'll be fine. I yield the rest of my time.
Okay, yielding the rest of the 7 seconds. Okay, so we have Kevin Smets versus Kalinowski. So, Brad, what do you think about these 2 picks?
I think these are two great picks. I mean, we know Kevin Smets is great in Inner Geekdom. We know he could probably hang in Star Wars. He's been calling out John Rocca for a long time. But Paul going with Mike Kalinowski, he is right. Mikey Three Belts. This is a man who's been a former Inner Geekdom champion, former teams champion, was knocking on the door to singles gold last season. Could probably compete in Star Wars, although I don't know how great he'd be, but I would believe it because he's an IG champion 2 times over. So I'm leaning a little bit Paul here, but I don't know. I can be convinced either way.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Brad. It comes down to, for sure, how do the study sessions go, for sure. But also I'm really kind of looking forward to see, one is they're both clearly very focused on IG. One's much more than the other, but they're both, immensely talented competitors. So we're going to go ahead and see you guys make your opening remarks. You guys got 4 minutes to go ahead and start really hardcore slapping each other in the face with words. And you can go ahead and starting right now.
Adam, you son of a bitch.
Oh, fuck you, Paul.
What monster would come on the show and have the gall to talk about an Inner Geekdom champ having the belt? What an affront.
This guy would. This guy would, you piece of shit.
Look, my guy competes in the real leagues, the actual leagues, the more than 200 movies leagues. This is just the kind of sick tribe I'd expect from someone
sound like an idiot. I can't believe I have to take this crap from you. You've seen what Kevin Smets can do. You've seen how powerful he is in that league. Just imagine exactly how he tackles that to handle singles and teams. Come on.
Adam, words can't begin to describe the filthy decay you leave behind on the progress of this league with your acidic words and actions. Why don't you just go outside?
That's rich coming from you, you bastard.
Listen, why don't you just go down to the grocery store and mouth kiss the first 10 strangers you see? Huh? That'd be better than giving you a forum to spew your tyrannical nonsense to the fine fans of the Schmoedown.
Very dark, very dark. Okay, I see you're going fake heel like your fake heel Mike Kalinowski. How about a real tough guy like Kevin Smets? People are actually afraid of him. They don't have to wear no sunglasses to get people to think that he's the best. He scares the shit out of everybody.
Adam, you darken the halls of Schmoebates. You spit on the rich history of goofy pundits answering movie trivia questions. I'm ashamed to be on the same steam yard with you. I feel gross. I need something. I need something's got to get the taste of you out of my mouth.
Oh yeah, sure. Drink some hand sanitizer. Yeah, very good bit, my friend. That's because you've run out of argument. You know, Mike Kalinowski is a 3-trick pony and not a 4-trick pony, whereas Kevin Smets, he has advanced knowledge. He has advanced studying technique. He's the future of the league. You've seen what he's done to Interkingdom. You've seen what he's done you've seen what he's done to Interkingdom.
And that's it. That's all he's done.
No.
In the free-for-all, he was one and done. He was gone. Less like that. Listen, you have a diseased mind, Adam. You infect all those around you. May senility come to you fast and quick.
Oh, go fuck yourself, Paul. Go fuck yourself and your
God damn it.
sanctimonious attitude.
Jesus.
You bring such an attitude to this thing. I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Mike Kalinowski, we've seen what he can do. We've barely seen what Smets can do. Just imagine what he's done so far and extrapolate that across all 4 divisions. Mike Kalinowski's been around. He's failed here. He's failed there. We know his weaknesses. Kevin Smets, he could be from another planet for all we know. Like you, except more socially able to talk to people.
Yeah, well, Smash is a smasher. Kalinowski's a killer. It's right there in the names. Don't forget it. Smash all you want, but the killer gets things done, and he finishes people off.
He had to name himself the Killer. Oh, the Killer. So everybody thinks he's all nice and dark and interesting. He's not interesting. He's boring. You know who's interesting? Kevin Smets. What's he going to do next? What's Kalinowski going to do next? He's going to posture and wear some sunglasses and grab the mic and do all that sort of some blah, 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 blah. Give his whole excuses, then whine. Kevin Smets doesn't have to whine. He's a man of very few words, unlike you, who speaks more words than you should. You should have your mouth washed out.
I have words for you. I'll tell you them later. And when I tell you those words, don't tell Peter.
Oh, how dare you. Oh, Paul. Is defending Kalinowski. Everybody's got their soft spot.
Listen, Fred, I've worked with Freddie Mercury. I know Freddie Mercury, and you, sir, are no Freddie Mercury.
Well, that is the last insult I'm going to take from you. I can't believe you stooped to that level. You know how much I love being in my boys' choir. You know how much I love rocking it Freddie Mercury style. And you know our upcoming tour is Queen-based. How dare you?
Also, you're ugly.
Oh, that's a low blow. But that's what I'd expect from you, Paul, because you can't make the argument. You just have to insult me, you fucker, you piece of shit.
That wraps up our open remarks. Okay.
Wow.
Now, I'm sure a lot of our viewers are like, right. Lucas is in the other room laughing his ass off right now. I can hear him echoing.
Good. Then I think I've made my point.
This is okay. There's a lot to take from these open statements. Now, a lot of cursing, a lot of mouth washing out for sure. But there's some things that I was kind of looking for specific reasons why these competitors would
lead with that.
Would want to go into say just how likely, like how Kalinowski, how does they ever like how is it would be very strong in Star Wars League. We haven't seen him talk about competing in that, but also Smets. I personally have or have not, I don't know, heard about him wanting to be in singles and teams. Who knows? You know, so can you elaborate on that just a little bit before we wrap things up in the close? But also, Brad, what is the one thing that Paul and Adam would have to say to have them guarantee your vote?
I mean, to guarantee my vote, I got to have a little less name calling, a little bit more substantive fact. This isn't a Republican primary debate. We need a little bit more here, guys. We need a little bit more. So there were some great points that I did hear through all the back and forth. I heard a couple of good points that I wrote down. I'm going to need a little bit more detail here.
Got it. Okay, so we need maybe some specific examples.
Yeah,
for sure.
From what I understand, Brad doesn't pick the winner, right?
I don't.
That's true.
But I have the prizes.
Very true. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go over to go ahead and wrap it up with the closing statements. Now, both of you guys have 60 seconds on the clock to make your closing statements, and please address, the questions that we may have, starting with you, Adam. You have 1 minute on the clock, starting right now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I may just be up here talking and blah, 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 but I want to tell you something, and this is something you know about Kevin Smets, that he brings an intensity that his advanced study can be applied to all movies. If you've met Kevin Smets, you know he could talk about any movie. He just did a whole commentary on Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. He was throwing out trivia the entire time that you would blow your mind about that. That's not even an intergeekdom category. I'm telling you, this man approaches everything like this,
30 seconds.
like a good, honest American, and someone you should stand behind and realize that he's the leader we need to go through all the divisions. He's talked privately about perhaps entering the other belts, the other divisions. He's not mentioned it specifically, but I know, and you know, when you see the intensity he brings to intergeekdom, he's that way across the board, and he's scary, and it's important to be scary when you're headed to the top.
And time. Scariness, indeed. Sounds like a pretty intimidating competitor all around for sure. Okay.
More intimidating than Kalinowski.
You gonna let him talk to you like that, Paul? Well, you got 1 minute.
Well, first of all, a hoodie, Smets, watch the news, pal. Members of the jury, if my argument hasn't swayed you, the stats should, all right? 77.27% accuracy in intergeekdom, 23 points average per game, the highest amongst all intergeekdom competitors, plus 2 KOs, 1 KO in singles with 3 TKOs, and an 81% steal rate in singles as well. He had the team's belt also very recently. And, if you take Chance Ellison out of the equation, you got to think about that. I haven't met a person in the Schmoedown who likes Chance Ellison at all, just an awful person. But you can't let that taint the talents of Mike Kalinowski, who's right there next to him, killing it. Look, they talk about the Mount Rushmore, always with the Mount Rushmore of the Schmoedown. Is Mike Kalinowski on it? I submit to you it's not a Mount Rushmore. It's a Lincoln Memorial. And there's one guy sitting in the chair, Mike Kalinowski.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, you're yielding your time. Okay.
Tough words.
Okay, so there was a lot going on, and I honestly think
stats throw you
were like the best part.
I didn't know we could Google.
It's always there for you.
Resources.
I gotta say, I was looking for more stats. Paul definitely came out with specifics and stats. He also said the word taint, which gets him some extra points for me. Also,
the way to the boat's heart.
It's a quick and easy path. Advanced techniques though is something that Adam brought up about Kevin Smets, his advanced studying techniques. If he implements that in other leagues, that makes some good points for his argument too. The 77% accuracy rating though, that's pretty shocking with all the knockouts, the steal percentages. I gotta say this is a great debate. This is a great debate. Y'all two are very much master debaters.
Not kidding. It comes down to as well. Two have very different points of view when it comes to what makes a really great competitor. It's not just, the sheer amount of knowledge. It's also the small details of knowledge you really have to be able to perfect. And both of these competitors are clearly, pros when it comes to either strategy as well, when it comes to any of those leagues. So I'm glad I'm not the one determining who's going to win this. So who's going to win the either one for sure. Okay, so if you're watching this and you've already made up your mind regarding this first debate, you head on over to Twitter. We actually have the polls up right now where you can vote in place of, do you think Kevin Smets will be the first competitor to compete in all 4 leagues? Or do you think Kalinowski on the Lincoln Memorial will be the one to compete in all 4 leagues? So who do you think won this first debate? Now you can let the information settle in and try to help so you can really kind of warm it up to either one of them, or you can vote right now on Twitter. And I believe Jake already has it ready to go in the chat. So please feel free to do that when you can. All right. So now we're going to be going into the second question. All right. This is a fun one. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't wait. All right, Brad, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen, your second question. This is inspired by the movie Guys, which are you. What team would you love to see reunited through story in the movie Trivia Schmoedown?
And we're going to be starting with Paul first to make his opening statement. You have 1 minute on the clock starting right now.
Your Honor, if I may, mention of the team I'm going to mention is going to open wounds, and I can't have the members of the jury swayed by emotion. But the cut is still healing from a move that was drastic and thoughtless, a move made by the managers at the draft, specifically one whose name I won't mention but rhymes with Ben and Sharney. Those managers split up the Wildberries. Now, since they left us, the Schmoedown is forever changed. All the drinking is now left up to Stacey Howard, and she's picked up their slack, believe me, and she hasn't even had a match this year, but she's just drinking backstage. All the macho posturing has been left to Brendan Meyer, and let me tell you something between just us. He's not good at it. Teams getting answers wrong just isn't fun anymore. Have you ever watched The Family get wrong answers? Not fun. The Wildberries gave us what we wanted. We loved when they'd get questions wrong, so they got them wrong all the time. And I like to think they were doing that for us. So the least we can do is give something back to them and bring them back together, especially in this time of crisis. I'll yield the rest of my time.
Can that be like a thing now for all
I think that we
competitors?
should make this. Yeah. I yield my time.
As we wrap it up, that's going to be a thing. I hope to God that's going to continue being a thing. Thank you so much, Paul. All right. You really want to see the Wildberries come together again, hopefully before the end of this season, but in the future, who knows? All right. Over to you, Adam. You also have 1 minute on the clock for your opening statement as well. Who did you choose?
My dear fellow patriots, in these United States of America, we are living in dark times, and it takes extraordinary heroes to lift us out of these dark times. Tales of trial and triumph that mimic those told throughout the ages. It was in just such an age that we were introduced to these two legends, Clark Wolf and Rachel Cushing. Today, we're living in extraordinary times, and we need extraordinary heroes to pull us out of it. That's why, not for trivia, not for movies, not for fun, but for the healing of a nation, we need to put the Shire Wolves back together. And with that reunion, the return of the Schmoedown, and one of the bellwethers of the unity of this country, movie trivia. I could stand here and regale you with their stats, but I'm not gonna. I could tell you that if charm and poise and brand ambassadorship were a card, they'd be a monster truck, the most American vehicle ever made. And if they were a wrestler, they'd be Hulk Hogan, telling all Americans to take their vitamins and salute the flag and get back out there and shop because we're together.
And time.
And I yield the remainder of my time.
I'm so grateful for this. Okay.
I want us to finish on time.
Very impressive, not gonna lie. It can be very difficult to do for sure. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, Brad. These are some of the most iconic and some of the most beloved teams Schmoedown has ever seen. Shire Wolves and Wildberries. What are you thinking of these picks?
Well, you know, when Paul first came out with the Wildberries, I'm thinking that's going to be hard to top. Adam, though, comes with the Shire Wolves, maybe the most beloved team in movie trivia Schmoedown history, and his soliloquy of the American values that the Shire Wolves possess definitely helps sway my opinion slightly, and also a Hulk Hogan reference never hurt anybody.
Yeah,
Thank you,
brother.
Yeah, well, both of them are very different character teams as well.
It's not a time for Roddy Piper. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're actually gonna see you guys go into that in the not opening remarks, but the open remarks. That's what I mean. So let's you guys see it happen. Shire Wolves versus Wildberries. Who do we want more and why? Go.
Adam, why don't you take that argument, fold it sideways, and shove it straight up your pompous butthole? Because that's what your argument is. Toilet paper. I'm surprised
something this country much needs. Toilet paper. Sure, I'll take that comparison. Go ahead, you asshole. If you're going to stoop to that, then I'll take it. Fine. I'm a bigger man than you are. I won't stoop to these insults, you piece of shit.
Listen, I'm sure there are plenty of women waiting at the Costco in line to get your ideas and use them to wipe their kids' assholes. You're like herpes,
fine.
Adam.
Just piss on the country right now, why don't you, to make your argument? That's because you've got no argument. That's because the Wildberries are clowns, and we don't need clowns at this time in the United States of America.
Oh, sure. We all need to laugh. Come on. Listen, I say bellwether, I say taint, and you say bellwether like you're trying to jump on my wordsmithisms, but I ain't going to have none of that. All right?
Yeah, you're a taint. Yes, you're a taint, and the Wildberries are a taint. They are the 2 inches between the butthole and the balls. That's what you are.
Listen, you're like herpes, Adam. You're like herpes at Geneseo State University in 1992. You're just not going to go away. You know what the difference is?
Nice mouth.
You know what the difference is between you and a bucket of shit, Adam? The bucket. All right? So you keep yodeling on it. Your festering ideas of half-baked horse shit. The whole Schmoedown's going to turn on you and demand your head on the platter.
Yeah. Do you answer trivia with that mouth? Huh? Is that what you do? You think you're inspiring anybody right now to put that team together? You're a clown, and they're a bunch of clowns, and we don't need a bunch of clowns. We need some serious movie competitors. The Schmoedown has been shut down. They need a flag to salute. What flag are they going to salute? The Wildberries? Paul Preston? I don't think so.
You want trivia? Jay Roach directed Meet the Fockers. All right? Jay Underwood was the Human Torch in the Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
That's fine.
You should just hop on the bus to Shitheadsville, where they'll make you mayor, all right? And you can run all the other shitheads and give your awful opinions and tell them what to do because...
maybe I meant Jay Roach, huh? Maybe I meant Jay Roach because in these times...
Pause for a quick second. Specifically, I do know the Shirewolves, they're both technically right now retired. And I do know that Josh McCouga is obviously... He is not active within Schmoedown right now. So can you kind of paint the picture a little bit about what the circumstances would have to be in order for them to actually come together to have these teams reunite for a story potentially?
Alex, how dare you interrupt us? I mean, honestly, Adam and I are trying like hell here to have a debate, and you come in with your nonsense about storylines and being specific.
We were just getting to that point. Couldn't you tell?
Yeah, and now you've eaten a lot of our clock. Now what?
Fine. Since Paul can't answer that type of question, I'll tell you exactly how you would bring the Shirewolves back. You would show an empty studio. You would show that we're not shooting a show, and then when it was the first show back, you'd be like, show someone turn the lights on, and when you turn the lights on, who's there? When you turn the TV on, who's there? The very first show back after all of this break, after all of this wonder, and boom, who's at the desk? The Shirewolves. That's you just go cold. You just go cold right into it. No plot line. Everybody would salute that flag, except for this asshole, because I don't even know if he salutes the flag. I don't even know if this guy worships anything. He must worship Satan, this guy. He doesn't even understand God or country or the Shirewolves or anything.
Here's your storyline. The show gets canceled. Boom, he's back in the league. Also, Adam, suck my balls.
JT, can you repeat that?
Suck my balls.
Oh, fine. Just like you to say something like that over and over when you got no point to make. Well, I'll tell you what.
Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Suck my balls. You want it over and over? I'll give it to you over and over.
You motherfucker. That song's never going to catch on. You can make all the mixtapes you want and pass them out on Hollywood Boulevard, but that song's never going to happen, Paul. It's never going to happen. And I'm insulted that you would take this time and the great pause to throw out your fledgling rap career when we are here trying to talk about the Shirewolves bringing the Schmoedown back together and saying the Schmoedown's back in business.
I'm glad you were insulted because I was insulting you. Suck my balls.
Fuck off. I yield the remainder of my...
I heard 5. I yield the remainder of my time.
Dick.
Oh, well, now there's 5.
Oh,
I yield the remainder of my... Eat a dick.
And time. Okay.
Just beautiful, gentlemen. Beautiful.
You guys want to do some yoga, some meditation, stretch out?
Oh,
do some breathing exercises? That was like, you guys, I feel like you just...
It's all in good fun.
A little bit.
Breathing or something probably would do that. All right. There we go.
All right. Well,
I just get passionate when I Schmoebate.
Bring up some questions, just a few questions, or comments or anything from the chats, just a little bit. All right. So Magnus Thor. Oh wait, whoopsie, wrong one.
PLD better suck my balls. Okay.
There you go. Oh, but I do know. Yeah, there it is. Magnus
started, Paul.
Magnus says that it would be possible to get the Shirewolves on the desk. So who knows? And also, better put, Chris says, I yield the remainder of my dick.
That's funny.
It's pretty good. I do enjoy that.
Brian and Nassim is very on point when he says, surprised neither picked the correct answer, and that is team action. So just saying, that's very true. Very true. Okay, and there is quite a bit of love here for Brad. You know, shout out to Brad Gilmore. I was at the Atlanta event. He is one hell of a hype man. My guy.
That's right.
It has nothing to do with what's happening here.
It has everything to do with what's happening. All right. People recognize greatness when they see it, so they have to speak up on it.
And they recognize that as well. All right. Okay. Well, again, I'm going to be going over to you, Brad. We have two, again, very iconic teams, some of the most iconic teams in Schmoedown history. Very different characters, very different circumstances that would have to happen in order for them to come together again on Schmoedown. So with that being said, what would they have to say in order to, again, win your vote?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that neither one of them picked team action because Ben Bateman is just an ugly idiot. But I think that when we're looking at these two guys and the two choices they picked, I thought Wild Berries was a good one. But I got to say, when Adam pitched the idea of it being pitch black after this layoff, you turn the lights on, the Shire Wolves are sitting at the desk ready for action, ready to heed the call. I got to say, that was really winning me over. Now, Paul, of course.
I said suck my balls, right? You
said suck my balls is what I was actually going to say. You were saying suck my balls repeatedly. And then Adam retorted with it's not a mixtape that you can't get the song to move on Los Angeles Boulevard, whatever you said. Adam coming in with the JTE rule for you to repeat yourself. I think that Adam had a lot of great points here. Shire Wolves. And then when you go to Paul said, how can we get the Wild Berries back together? Josh McCouga's show Eating History, which debuted on History Channel tonight, would have to get canceled. I don't know if that gets you much love with the Schmoedown community. I don't know if you're swaying a lot of viewers with that kind of language, that dirty, filthy language. And shout out to toilet paper.
Hey, you asked me the filthy question. You get the truthful answer.
Wow.
Eating history. I don't know if you get much dirtier than that.
Bless you. Thank you for doing it into your elbow, and I yield the remainder of my time. Good point.
Again, we're going to make that a thing. I yield the
remainder of my dick.
Okay. We're going to go into our closing statement, our final closing statement for the second question. So we're going to move over to you, Paul.
Yes.
Please tell us, reaffirm in our souls, if you need to convince the entire planet, the Shire Wolves are the team that need to come back together again to make the world a more beautiful, wonderful place. Tell us the specific reason right now, and you have 1 minute to do so.
No team can match the audience demand for a Wild Berries reunion. The only thing close, who are we kidding? Wild Berries versus Movie Guys. I yield my time.
That's right. We were only Charlize Theron question away from beating Shazam and therefore logically winning the team's tournament. The Movie Guys are who should be back together, and we should play the Wild Berries because everybody wants that match since the very first time we played. That's who should be back together. I yield the remainder of my time.
They make great
points.
Are
you going to exit, Adam? Or are you going
to? Oh, yeah. Y'all got to both get off the stage. Get out of camera view. They make a great point here, Alex. The Movie Guys versus Wild Berries would be a match that might add, I don't know, 1, maybe 3 patrons to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown patron. But I would be one of those 3, and I would like to see it. I still don't know if either one of them convinced me that the Movie Guys or Wild Berries is better than the Shire Wolves. So I guess Adam Witt, even though he's arguing against himself, in my opinion, I think he's got this round.
Yeah, it comes. I mean, honestly, I'm a little surprised. Neither one of you guys really touched on your fandoms a little bit. Wild Berries, still to this day, they have like the best-selling Schmoedown shirt on T Public across the board, even though they haven't been in team in in a while. So, they're still like mega best-selling, and they're still
mega. You're saying the Movie Guys should get some shirts up there, okay?
Yeah, I think you guys should definitely 100,000,000% get some shirts up there. Absolutely. I'd buy a shirt tonight, right now. I'll buy it on.
Didn't know dead teams could do a shirt. Now I'll write this down.
Mm-hmm. But also,
now we know.
Shire Wolves, again, iconic team. They're they have the belt. They defended the belt successfully. But it comes down to, which do I want better? And that's a very personal decision that I'm not going to tell you guys. So you guys, if you made your decision, who do you think would be the team you'd love to see you reunite for the story? Is it Adam with the Shire Wolves, or is it Paul with the Wild Berries? So please vote on Twitter right now. That'd be really great now that we actually summarize with the closing statements as well. Or you can wait until the very end of all the questions. Okay, now we are going to be going into our third and final question right now.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, here it is, gentlemen. The final countdown has begun. Da 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 da. I appreciate that. Final. Okay. What celebrity would make the best faction advisor or advocate?
Now, inspired from Jay Washington or Grace or officially, unofficially, I'm not entirely sure whether Rachel Cushing is an advisor, unofficial advisor. I'm not entirely sure, but inspired by them. Okay, now I know you guys have your picks, but now we are going to determine through the Action Army coin, this beautiful coin here. If you are part of the Action Army, you actually on Patreon, you actually get access to this little gorgeous little coin here. It has Team Guy on one side, but also it has Team Trader on the other side. Look at that glow. It is stunning. Okay.
Is that legal tender during the apocalypse?
No, it is not legal tender, unfortunately.
Is that the gold or the silver one? Because I was told I have a very special edition one.
This is a gold one.
Oh.
Yeah, mine is actually sapphire.
Humble brag.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dropping that little nugget of knowledge right there, aren't you, Brad?
Yeah.
No big deal.
What you doing?
Just
okay, now I do have your little things ready to go, but we are also going to determine right now who's going to go first. So Adam and Paul, would you guys rather be Team Trader or Team Guy?
I'll be Team Guy.
Team Guy?
And I guess I'll be Team Trader.
All right. Whoop. It is Team Guy. All right, Paul, would you like to go first or defer over to Adam?
I'll defer over to Adam.
Okay. All right, let me see. And Adam, I know you had a video you wanted to play instead of just a traditional opening statement.
Yes, I wanted to exhibit my pick by having that pick come on and advocate for himself.
Okay, now I just want to double check. Could you message me in the private chat which one it is? I know there's like two of them, but I just want to make sure. I have two of them pulled up.
Here we go. Hold on. Coming up.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yes, that is who I'm advocating for.
Okay.
That is nutty.
In that case.
Well, that'll be a surprise.
Whoopsie.
Greeting, citizens. Batman here, taking a holiday from fighting crime in Gotham City to endorse the quirky Mercs and offer my services as an action advisor. I believe the wholesome goodness of the likes of Brendan Meyer and William Bibiani reflect the ideals of the Caped Crusader himself. Perhaps setting an example with those two of how to be kind will spread goodness throughout the Schmoedown to those who could use it.
Oh my gosh, is this happening?
Wait.
4 seconds. Look both ways before crossing the street. Cough into your arm and stay in school. No, wait, don't go to school at all. You could die from a virus. Anyway, buy U.S. savings bonds. It's practical citizenship. Batman out.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That is definitely setting the bar pretty high.
Oh, wait till you see who we got next.
Yeah. Wonder if you know who it might be.
Oh, the great thing is we start with one and you go, whoa, how can they possibly top that? And you don't know what's happening next. Paul, who would you advocate for?
Yeah, Paul, what would be your pick?
Oh my god, okay, on that note, I'm just gonna pull it up. I'm gonna try not to cry.
Yeah, I yield to the video as well for my choice. He'll describe who he's for.
Oh my gosh, this is everything I've ever wanted. Thank you ahead of time.
My fellow Americans, I have been asked to come aboard a faction as an advisor, and I'm here to tell you who I picked. People are asking me, how do you have the time to do this? Shouldn't you be helping the nation through this health crisis? But it's already handled. It's already handled. I handled it. I'm ordering the Schmoedown back into production, and I'm offering my services to the Thin Stock Exchange. We share a lot in common, I must tell you. Nobody likes them, and they win anyway without the popular vote. Also, I have someone my age I can relate to in John Roca. Like Great Drake, and I can carry a belt with me like the barbarian, except I carry mine on my head. I relate to everyone in the faction except for Ben Campbell. No idea who that is. God bless you, and God bless the Schmoedown. No teleprompter.
Oh, my good Lord in heaven.
I thought they made our cases better than we would have.
Well,
So-
first of all, they absolutely did. Wow. Okay, so you have Batman from the 1960s, so the best version of him.
Adam West, man.
And you have the President of the United States, Donald John Trump. And the question was, who would make the best celebrity advisor?
Yes.
faction.
Now, something to remember is that when advisors are, I'm sorry, these are the best picks I've ever seen.
First of all, I'm glad that I was on this episode. This has to be the best episode of the
This is
Schmoebates.
amazing. This is everything I've ever dreamed of. Yeah, these are two incredible picks, and I feel like in even applying them to the factions that they did, the Quirky Marks as well as the Finstock Exchange. Honestly, I can't picture more perfect factions that would be aligned with them. So I'm excited to see their opening remarks for each of them. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and get to it. I just want to see more of this. Brad, you ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, let's do it. All right, Paul, Adam, go. 4 minutes.
Oh,
Adam,
good for you,
here
Paul.
we are
Another
again.
pandering performance by the Prince of Parody, Paul
Listening
Preston.
to
Oh,
your
boy.
vulgar, vomitous, verbal excretion sucking up our time in a vortex of doom and despair, Adam. It's like watching flies fuck.
Oh, listen up, nutsack. If you think this pandering to the crowd by hauling out the President of the United States is going to get people to side with that man as a faction manager, then you are as stupid as people say.
You should have had Val Kilmer be your celebrity instead of Adam West. Come on, his name's similar to yours.
Oh, I get
That's
it.
why you
Deep
picked him.
reference. Deep cut, Paul Preston.
Look,
What
we were
else do you got?
We
Oh,
were having
good
fun
for
here.
you.
We were having fun till you came along with your humorless and infantile banter. Look, I
What
don't know
the fuck
where
is
you are.
it with you?
I don't know where you are right now, but is there a lighting rig over your head? Could it just fall on you and we can get this
Oh.
over with? There's no other way to get you
Oh,
to
you
shut
want
up.
me to smash your lights? You want me to smash your lights, huh? Is that what you want?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Do I wander into your shot? Da-da-da-da-da.
I'm talking to Bryce here, and you're da-da-da-da-da.
Look, Paul, you know, you can try and distract me all you want. It's because you have made a terrible argument that is completely pandering and is no good for the Schmoedown. Not as good as Batman, who is a pop culture god, not some game show host, not some guy that was on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous in the 90s. No, you've got a real superhero for the ages.
Listen, Adam West draws his eyebrows on like Whoopi Goldberg. That can never be trusted. Trust a man who draws his hair on. Donald Trump. Off to the hospital with you, Adam. Enough. That's already. You're going to have a heart attack, all this yelling. You know, in the
Yeah,
hospital,
well,
you'd still be going on about movies. I can only imagine what it must be like inside your head. You ever blow your nose and think that the
nope.
snot and mucus is excited to get away from your brain?
Oh, sure. Stoop that low, you son of a bitch. Oh, you pompous asshole. How dare you? You have no taste.
Small dick?
How dare you?
Okay.
Look, I'd like to make one last serious point before we move on. This guy's an asshole.
Wait. It's okay. So, hang on. I'd like to just say the same. Suck my balls again.
Ah, you're bringing the whole show down, Paul.
It's called the Schmoedown.
I yield the remainder of his dick.
I have so many feelings right now. Just gonna put a pause for a hot second. Specifically,
Oh, you got to go to the advertisers?
if we had advertisers, it would probably only be White Claw.
Buy
And
this
that would be
shit.
the best thing ever. Okay,
You buy
so
his shit, then you buy this shit.
Well, we talked specifically about, having, like you said, having a legit superhero, definitely has its benefits, but also having the president of the United States also can have its benefits for guaranteeing to moving things along in Schmoedown behind the scenes, getting, production and everything going. What other benefits do you think it would do to help the individual competitors or managers?
Well, I would say that when you're listening to an Adam West, a Batman, a powerful speaker like that, he's gonna be able to whip people into shape to make them think that they can win. Unlike this guy right here.
Nobody cares what you're saying. She left.
No, I'm here.
I'm out of here too, Adam. Enough of your shit.
You're the one that's not welcome here and not making any good points. Oh, you did leave. Oh, I guess we can leave then. Fine.
No, she left. We're all leaving. The audience left. Nobody's chiming in on the chat. You bored everybody to tears, Adam.
I yield the remainder of my social distance.
Wait,
Adam, you have to understand. Adam,
social distance? Are you going to get closer?
You have to understand, Adam loves wrestling. He's vying for the #2 prize. Working hard at it, I see.
Oh, you think so, huh? I don't even know what that means. You're not making any sense today. Did you get any sleep last night? You don't look like it.
Yeah, your mom kept me up. Oh, I have no socks. Yeah.
Yeah. Get a job, you hippie. Put some shoes on and get a job, you hippie. And stop supporting.
You're still counting? You left.
Stop supporting the Finstock Exchange.
My timer was still going. I have you now.
You took off. You're like, I'm out of here. They went back to like.
What an insult to the Finstock Exchange. You think you're supporting them, but you're doing nothing.
All right, listen.
Who's a quirkier merc than Adam West? That is a very quirky man.
Who's a bigger criminal than Donald Trump?
Sure.
Right.
He's got their lifestyle down.
Sure,
they're all very yacht rock. We're all very yacht rock, Paul. Good for you.
And 5, 4, 3.
I'm just taking notes at this point. All right, that wraps it up. Yield the remainder of the dick. Okay.
Holy hell.
Okay.
Can you bleep that?
I'm sure we can figure something out. Okay, now before you rush over to Twitter to make your votes, please wait until after the closing statements to really determine who you think should win. Okay. Brad, I gotta know. If you were a competitor, based off everything you heard, who would you picked?
But between the President of the United States and Batman, between what I heard, I don't know. I don't think that either one of them made an adequate argument as to why I'd pick one or the other. I think that the best celebrity advisor would, of course, be Dr. Emmett L. Brown, because he has a time machine. If your team loses or a player loses, you can go back in time and restart the match. I talk about Dr. Brown.
Cheating. Okay, he's
in my
advising
book,
you to cheat. Okay.
Back from the Future, a celebration of the greatest time travel story ever told, available on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, and IndieBound.com. But if I had to pick
kids, don't cheat.
If I had to pick between one of these two, I would say that Trump's pitch as to why he would be a better advisor, I think, made a little bit more sense. I see him in line with Bobby Gucci. I think that they're in a group text already, and I think that when you have somebody like that working with Bobby Gucci, and he can pull the strings, John Rocha and he are the same age, they can see eye to eye on a lot of subjects and issues. I think that Trump might be the better celebrity advisor for the Finstock Exchange specifically, as opposed to Batman and Corky Merc.
So definitely you think it just comes down to, you think it was a great combination between not only the advisor, but also the faction that was chosen specifically. Absolutely. So you think it would have been not as good of a selection of a pick if it was like Trump and the Dungeon or something.
Well, I mean, I don't know. The Trump and Dungeon,
or just another faction, for example.
No, I think that the Finstock Exchange. I mean, think about it. They talk
Gene
about
Simmons is the Dungeon, but anyway, you go continue.
Greed is good. Greed is great. You have a lot of insider trading going on with that championship belt. We know that Trump likes to manipulate the stock market in different kind of ways. It all makes sense. It all comes together in one perfect political Schmoedown stew, as opposed to Batman, Adam West, who currently actually isn't alive anymore, might make him a little bit hard to be an advocate or an advisor. I did have Burt Ward on my podcast. That's just a shameless plug. But I think that again, it was just the marriage between Trump, Finstock Exchange. I think that makes it more sense to me.
Oh, well, maybe we should have had your book be the manager. Sorry.
My book, Back from the Future, Celebration of the Greatest Time Travel Story Ever Told, available April the 14th. You can get it right now. Pre-order it now.
Oh, good for you.
Cool people write books for sure. Okay, well,
I wrote a hit podcast, so I'm not sweating it either.
Just confirm. I definitely agree. These are two really fantastic, solid picks. Adam West I think is a really great pick, specifically because, Batman is a man of strategy. It's a man that plans ahead of the game, and he is prepared no matter what. I mean, have you seen his utility belt through the ages? It is bonkers. He has everything up in there. He can solve like world hunger and cancer with his utility belt. He can do anything. He can turn the Quirky Mercs potentially into a multi-belt holding faction. Now, that being said, similar to over to Trump, I mean, like, who knows? He might be more of a distraction more than a solid advisor because he is such a big name in this case. Who knows? So, all right, we are going to be
going Adam West.
What?
Bigger than Adam West?
That's arguable. Very arguable.
I don't think so.
Depending on the crowd.
You're young and you're cute. Oh, Magoo. That's Magoo reference.
All right, we're going to be going into our closing statements, and now I'll say, Adam, you Preston was the one that did win the coin toss, so we are going to be sticking with you to make your closing statements first again.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I am but a humble movie trivia contestant here, pouring my heart out to you for who I think would be the best celebrity manager, living or dead, for a team. And when you look at the Quirky Mercs and you look at Adam West, you realize that's a leader they can depend upon. A man with a strong jaw, a man with iron fortitude, who will never say die, and who is a superhero, because they kind of have that whole Deadpool thing going on over there in the faction as well. So that fits thematically. But the point is, when people listen to Adam West, that stern voice, that William Shatner voice, he crosses all cultures, and can everybody can get behind Batman. And who's the best Batman? Adam West.
15 seconds.
Adam West is the best Batman. And because of that, I'm still making my point, and I have a point to make, and here it is. It's that Adam West, people love him, and the Quirky Mercs are a team. You combine those two. Is my time up?
And your time is up.
Great. I'll yield the remainder of my time.
This is everything I've ever wanted in a debate show. That's amazing. All right, over to you, Paul. Please solidify the reasons why your pick with Trump for the Finstock Exchange would be the best advisor. Starting right now, you have 1 minute.
You already did that when you summed both Adam and I's positions up better than we ever will. But when you need a heel as big as Guy, you need an ego as big as Kaiser. Well, clearly I'm describing Donald Trump. Is there a bigger heel? You want attention? Who are you going to go to? I know you said he's too big of a guy, but hey, we want attention on ourselves, right, as Schmoedown competitors. Look, and there may be a silver lining in this, is having a stable genius in your corner. Nobody knows more about everything than him. Ask him. He'll tell you. And he can challenge every question right along with the rest of the Finstock Exchange and confuse everybody until they realize they haven't gotten the trivia right. They've just confused everybody with challenges and more challenges until they're victorious. And with the rest of my time, I'd like to talk about Tobin's Spirit Guide, a comprehensive supernatural encyclopedia used by the Ghostbusters to research ghouls and ghosts. For the first time, the public can finally pour through the pages of this legendary guide to learn about the things that go bump in the night.
Oh, whoopsie. Sorry.
I have a book, too.
Let's see. No, sorry. Timer. All right. That completes all of our 3 debates today. Now, please go over to Twitter and make your opinions known. Who won these individual arguments? Is it Adam Witt? Or is it with Paul Preston? You make your opinions known because we are not going to, Brad and I, as spiffy and awesome as we are, unfortunately, you guys are the ones that are viewing this. You're the one that really determines the winner here today. Here, they're going to be the ones that determine the winner and the loser. And where is he? I don't know. Okay.
I went to Twitter. You told me to go to Twitter. I went to Twitter.
He went to
like
Twitter.
You said.
He actually did what you asked.
I think you said
to vote.
Oh, he said yes. Well, it's good. You're going to Twitter, the Twitterverse, and over the tweeters and the tweets. Please do that now. Thing is, I'm going to give a timer. You have 5 minutes to vote. We're going to wait 5 minutes here. And again, if you do not vote within the next few minutes, or if you haven't voted already, you're screwed. Let's say if you decide, hey, I'm going to watch Schmoebates on Thursday morning, because whatever. Well, that's too fucking bad because you cannot determine the winner by voting at that time. You have to determine it during these timed areas right now when we're recording live, so we can find out who the winner is walking away today.
Hey, do I have to be smart anymore?
No, we're done.
Take the glasses off.
Drop them
there
out.
we are.
By the way, while we have a few minutes, I'd like to plug my book. It's a visual dictionary of Star Wars Episode 1, available at retailers. I covered everything, even Jar Jar. It's great. There's double-bladed lightsabers. You love it.
I'd like to plug my book. It's called Bruce Springsteen, Album by Album. This book is a chronological review of Springsteen's extraordinary career, beginning with the early days, playing around New Jersey, followed by an album-by-album account of his studio recordings. Each album's discussed in detail with contributions and quotes from those who worked on the sessions.
I didn't know we were doing music too. I'd like to plug my album, Exile on Main Street. You see, Exile on Main Street, it's a tremendous story about a band that came together to do a lot of heroin and write an incredible album over a couple of days.
I also like to plug my magazine, Empire Magazine. It's the only movie magazine left in the world. They make it in England, and you can have it sent over here. And they have all sorts of great articles. Billy Zane does an advice column. I'm not kidding. So you want this magazine for yourself and for your family. And with Christmas just 9 months away, you'll want to get this.
I didn't know we were doing movie related stuff. Well, I'd like to plug my book, The Visual Dictionary of the Rise of Skywalker. When you own very few books and are obsessed with Star Wars, then you want the Visual Dictionary of the Rise of Skywalker. Why I can include such planets as Kijimi.
Books and albums are very important.
I like to plug my book, Paul and Karen's Florida Trip 2016, featuring Bill Murray. When we went down to see Bill Murray, and it took all sorts of cool photos and saw the splendor and grandeur that is Florida.
Florida's a pretty cool place, except I probably wouldn't want to go there, considering
I didn't know we were doing, personal plugs or whatever. I'd like to plug my diary. Why, in my diary, you can find such exciting tales as, wow, this virus is nuts, right? And, hey, I'm going on the Schmoedown for the first time today. And, ouch, my ass hurts. I don't know what that one was from. And, boy, this polar vortex is weird.
I didn't know we were plugging bullshit. I'd like to plug Classic Football by Mattel. Your favorite football players will be reduced to small red minus signs moving towards each other, and you just try and avoid them because if you hit them, you'll be tackled. It's fun. From Radio Shack.
Oh, boy.
I didn't know we were plugging nonsense. I'd like to plug this speeder from The Last Jedi. I can't remember what scene it's from, but I bought it because it was super cheap, and that's Thor in the cockpit. So, Thor in the cockpit of a speeder from Canto Bite. You can't beat it for a lot of fun.
Thor in the cockpit describes my first solo flight.
You would say that.
Sorry, I didn't know we were plugging things I would say, but I have what the fuck is this? It's it's what are these? It's the ones that die. They have a flower when you get them, and then they die right away, and then the leaves stick around, but the flowers never come back. It's God, what is it? Text me if you know what the fuck this is.
I didn't know we were plugging things that were 10 years old. I'd like to plug this autographed picture of Lethal Weapon by Richard Donner. I didn't know we were plugging that. I just wanted to say, if you're looking for a picture signed by Richard Donner, you can't beat one sign from the original Lethal Weapon.
You know what? I'd buy that. I'm not going to lie. Okay.
Sorry,
Well,
I didn't know we were plugging things signed by Richard Donner. And I have this signed Richard Donner AT&T channel directory. He signed it in here and he circled his favorite channel, HGTV, turns out. I wouldn't have thought that. I wouldn't have picked him as the Property Brothers guy. But and then it explains the remote on the back, and that's really the most important part, right down to how it relates to your DVR system. That's super important.
I yield the remainder of my dick.
Are you reading social studies books?
Oh, it's for 7th through 12th grade. I'm trying to get my GED.
Bit's over. Sorry. Should have done it earlier.
Okay, Paul, I do want to let you know the answer is...
We're not here to do bits. What's wrong with you?
It is an orchid. It is an orchid. That's right. It was at least when I bought it.
Much
now it's
getting that.
You know, Adam.
Yes, sir.
Suck my balls.
He makes a point, Adam. A valid one at that.
Look, if someone is going to be sucking some balls around here, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Okay.
I vote for myself.
I
vote for a vacuum cleaner.
I won't have the boat sucking balls around here. Half-ass. I'm in on this. If you want it done right,
do it yourself. Damn it.
That's right.
Okay, now, fellas.
Is 5 minutes by any chance up?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go look at the votes right now so we can find out who won first, second, and third questions.
Oh.
Now,
But there was a third prize for a second.
Oh, there are 2 prizes today.
Set of steak knives.
Okay. Oh, right. Well, okay, that's intense.
Oh, wait, I don't have to be smart.
Oh, hey. That's enough with the light effects there. Not all of us are rolling, you know?
Yeah.
At all times or just temporarily?
At all times, yes.
Well, that's disappointing.
I'm riffing all the time, but I'm not always rolling.
Hey, I got time to kill.
Being the boat, you're probably rocking all the time.
I got a time killer question while we wait for votes. Who said that was an orchid that I own?
That was Camshaft?
Hey, Camshaft, when will it be an orchid again? Because it's been not an orchid much longer than it was an orchid. I keep putting the ice cube in it every week, but it doesn't come back.
Okay.
It's dormant.
She left. Most people left.
Sorry. I'm throwing the thing.
Any of those things you get in the store, they just die and they never bloom again. It's weird.
They're pretty for like the few days that they're up there, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You get a Christmas cactus, it's got all these flowers all over it, and then you have it in your house for like 12 years, and it's just a green thing.
Christmas cactuses are shit, Adam, and you should
listen.
Sorry,
I'm not going to have you tell me that poinsettias aren't the way to go, even though they never turn red again either.
We've woken the dog. That's frustrating.
I wish my cats were here. Oh,
he's had enough of it. He's like, enough of this yelling. I'm going to bed. He's like, I'm done. Goodbye, dummies.
Okay, now guys, I do have our answers. Okay, for our first question, which was, I can pull it up right now. For the first question, who do you think was the first competitor to compete in all 4 leagues, including Star Wars, Intergate Team, Singles, and Teams? The winner was, with 52% of the vote, was Paul Preston.
Hey, 52% though. 52%.
52%. So you only won by a margin. Now that's why every single vote counts. Who knows? It might have been those like 2 or 3 people that have been in like, yeah, I can vote in like an hour. Who knows? It could have gone the other way. But right now it is Mike the Killer Kalinowski. Now moving on to the second.
He might have won, but at the water cooler conversation, when we eventually get back to water coolers, the conversation can be, so I hear Kevin Smets might be in all for. It's close enough that that rumor could get started at the water coolers.
I agree.
In people's
you never
houses.
know nowadays. Yeah, I feel like competitors have to be good at everything essentially now. They can't have weaknesses. No. Inspired by the movie, guys, what team would you love to see reunited through story? And the winner is the Wildberries with 58% of the vote.
Fan favorites.
No one wants winners to come back and play again, apparently.
Seeing that, I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little surprised.
Let's get those
Wild
0-2 movie guys back there.
Yeah.
Okay, and last but not least, the third and final question: what celebrity would make the best section manager? And the most important question asked in all time. Adam West, Batman, meaning Adam, which won the final question. Meaning, walking away today, Paul Preston winning 2 out of 3 debates today, meaning you won tonight's argument. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I get the wrestling thing?
No, you get the book.
Oh, that's good too.
It's cool.
With an autograph in it.
Oh, sweet.
Hey,
Look at that.
it's autographed.
Listen,
You
bullshit
get the rest of
aside, I wish you could still come out this way to get so we could do a full interview with you. But damn this virus.
It happens.
Yeah, there's no better movie to talk about because Back to the Future
Yeah.
is perfect.
Maybe we could throw in like a special 4th question here.
Sure.
What's the best Back to the Future movie? 1, 2, or 3?
There's no question.
In that case, take me out of the argument because I've only seen the first one
Well, you're good.
and like half the second one.
But I have a feeling this is a leading question where one of your
You
favorites
mean
is
what's
not the first
your
one.
second favorite?
Yeah, what's my favorite?
Yeah.
What's your second favorite is what really the question should
Right.
be. The obvious one is obvious. Yeah.
I'm still waiting on answers though.
Well, Back to the Future. Yeah.
The first one.
Well, no. What's my favorite one?
What's your favorite
favorite
one?
My favorite.
Back to the Future. The
Which
first one.
Yeah, Back to the
Oh,
Future.
3 because you're difficult, right? Are you one of those guys? Are you one of those guys? I like Revenge of the Sith
Said
best.
to himself, obviously. It's the
Obviously
third.
3. It's obviously 3.
Obviously.
Congratulations. You're very difficult and important. Very important opinions because they're so radical.
Well, he did literally write the book on it. So.
He did write a book on it.
Well, you wrote the book on all 3, right?
Yes.
No, it's worthy of study. I have not watched that one as much as the others, but the perfection of the way the plot comes together in the first one, I mean, that is just a absolutely ace plotted script all the way through. It's incredible. Third one might be 2.
Tom Wilson is funniest in 3, and he's pretty
That's
funny
true.
in 1, but in 3 he's off the chart.
Oh, he's off the chart. I think that he's the best actor throughout the entire trilogy.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's
I mean,
actually
the most is asked of him, for sure.
He plays 7 variations of Biff.
wow.
That's intense.
That's a lot.
Wow.
Alex, you have to see 2 and 3. Like, what kind of an
It's,
American are you?
I'm not going to lie. I saw the first one and I wasn't a huge fan. So
What?
it's not my cup of tea, but I respect it. I think it's amazing for
Sorry,
what
guys.
it's
Don't
done.
like masterpieces.
It's just
Are
not
you
my,
cool with
it's not
that?
my cup of tea. That's fine. It's
Emoto,
okay.
You're a
he's
little
real
too
piece of
overwhelming.
shit.
It's okay. You know what? I also have really bad opinions, and that's fine.
Obviously.
I acknowledge that. I am full of horrible opinions.
I'm legendary for my bad opinions. There are no bad opinions when you're talking about movies, because bad opinions just means you're passionate about a movie, or a good opinion means you're passionate about a movie. So I like plenty of bad movies. That's
Yeah, it's a movie.
but
Can't be wrong.
but there's got to be something that you like about the movies you like that's in Back to the Future, because it's one of those movies. So watch it again. You might have watched it under the wrong circumstances. Would you pop it on late at night? Friends are talking, blah blah blah.
It has been. Last time I saw it, I was in early college, so it has been like 10 years. So
Then you haven't seen
I
it.
do-
I have a
I
10-year
do
statute of
like it.
limitations. After 10 years, I say I haven't seen that movie.
oh well, you know.
I also watched it.
I definitely, in that case, I have not seen it at all.
All right.
I also watched it in college 10 years ago.
Yes.
Because you're so young.
Right.
And he's available for casting, ladies and gentlemen. He's available to be a host.
You can definitely audition to be in Greece, where everyone's like 30, 40 years old playing like an 18-year-old.
Whatever happened to our high school movies populated with 30-year-olds? I want to bring that back. I think that's such a. I love that.
It is a
where
lost
everyone
art.
was like at least 40 years old.
Yeah, realism has almost no place in movies. It's very specific cases where I think realism works, but otherwise, like, forget it. Who cares?
Oh well, I'm gonna say everyone is. It's just like a thing that, you know, who knows? Maybe it's gonna come back where everyone's gonna start looking really old again, and everyone's like gonna start having clay face, like in the first Grease movie. All right, fantastic. Well, Paul, congratulations on winning your debate. Now, I do have
Congratulations,
to let you know
asshole.
by
Thank you,
winning by winning this debate, you have some potential competition, coming your way. We had some other competitors that have previous matches, include Chance Ellison, as well as Brandon Hanna.
Nobody likes him. He's in
Or him.
my faction.
Is there, but there's a lot of people that, and also, speaking of which, I have actually an announcement to make next week, next Wednesday. I have one of the biggest debates as well. I don't think it's going to top this because
What the heck? What was this?
How could it?
It's impossible to top this. It's also, again, one of the biggest debates I'm ever going to see.
Who is it? Are you going to tease us? Are you going to tell us?
Am I building up anticipation enough? It is Bibbs and Rocha.
Oh, that's going to be amazing. They might actually take this seriously. I mean, we did. I mean, I'm sure some other people haven't. I'm sure some other people haven't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm a little terrified. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty excited at the same time. But yeah, this was fantastic. And who knows, Paul, you might have to go up against the winner of that match. How would you feel about that?
They can suck my balls.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Suck those balls.
You get to tell them that in person now.
In fact, they can both suck my balls. So whoever wins, they've already done it.
Simultaneously?
God, no, you're sick. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
Whoa, way too far.
You got to take it to some weird place. You got to take it to
Why
some
you
weird
gotta get
place.
weird on us?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Too much.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable. Have we done? And 5, 4, 3.
I yield the remainder of my time.
All right. Well, before we kind of wrap it up here, in the meantime, again, congratulations. And Adam, you put together, again, such awesome arguments and debates today. Is there anything in particular you wish you might have done differently when it comes to your debates to make you come out a winner or anything like that?
I guess I could have looked up some statistics to pull some stats out instead of just making it all bravado. I thought there was a court presence I wanted to present, and maybe I went a little too light on the stats,
For sure.
I should have gone a little Frankie numbers. Beat this guy up with numbers? I think this guy can get beat up with numbers next time.
Well, speaking of which, Frankie Numbers himself did lose last time, so just saying.
Oh,
He's a big loser.
Mm-hmm. Big, huge loser. Totally.
Huge.
Totally.
all the
Like
time.
me. You know what? If I'm a loser and Frankie Numbers is a loser, that's the kind of loser I'd like to be. I'm okay with it.
Well, it was a pretty awesome argument for sure. And over to you, Paul. Is there anything that any particular argument that you were extra satisfied in making?
That Adam got the actor who was in Fantastic Four, Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, incorrect.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
Wham. There you go. Okay, well,
Yeah. The correct answer between Jay Underwood and Jay Roach is, who gives a fuck?
Who gives a shit?
I don't know who either of those people are, but I'm going to believe you when that happens. Okay, we're just going to go and wrap things up over here. And for future reference, congratulations again, Paul. Adam, we're definitely I want to invite you back in the future. That's going to be inevitable. But
Thank you for bringing me on.
Something you're doing, Brad.
What I'm doing, well, I am talking loudly over music, and I am also writing books and promoting them, like Back to the Future, Back from the Future, celebration of the greatest time travel story ever told. You can also check out my podcast, Back to the Future, the podcast, where we break down these movies every single week. You can also listen to Springsteen album by album. Paul Preston will make sure you can get that, as well as you can check out my podcast with the legend Booker T, Hall of Fame, wherever you get your podcast.
Adam, are you operating him like a puppet? That's my new favorite bit, by the way.
I sure am. I'm going to run that into the ground.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
I have to say, though, you being part of Backstage is definitely one of my favorite podcasts. I love to listen to, when commuting to work. So I'm so grateful for how awesome, that you guys being on together that is. And over to you, Paul, are you? Okay, and where can we find you and all your wonderful faces?
Me? At The Movie Guys, everywhere on social. TheMovieGuys.net for website, and at P Preston LA for Twitter and Instagram.
Mm-hmm. And it's also listed down below in all the little details, all their socials as well.
Yeah. What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What?
I posted it. I put it there, and I
Pay attention, you prick.
Oh yeah.
And last but not least,
All right, good.
over to Adam.
I'm getting a head massage. Sorry, what was the question?
where can we find you and your wonderful puppet face?
Oh, yes. The movieguys.net as well. We release sketches and little go look at Free for All 3.5 if you haven't watched it.
It was so good.
We recreated the Free for All, an 83-minute, I think, Free for All. We recreated 31 contestants, all played by Star Wars action figures with the names of your favorites. And we did the whole thing, and it actually has suspense, and you'll never guess who win. And the MVP is not who we say.
Yeah, it was
pretty darn awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it was great.
Yeah, and there are, I think, 100 really, really stupid movie trivia questions.
So stupid. You think this was stupid?
Movie trivia question.
We're pros.
We can out-stupid this.
So stupid.
We can out-stupid this. That's the catchphrase for the movie guys, by the way. We can out-stupid this. Every post we put on, we can out-stupid that.
Please. That is like on a poster I need to have in my house right now. I will put money on that. All right. Well, that wraps us up everything here for this week's episode of Schmoebates. Thank you so much again, Brad, Adam, Paul. You guys are amazing. All that and the bag of chips. I cannot wait to have you guys back on in the future. And thank you again. And if you are watching this, please like and subscribe to this video. Check out Brad's badass, amazing book and actually writing all those books. I mean, it's nuts to me that you actually put that together. That's amazing. And also, like I mentioned, check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, all those wonderful places. And we have a whole bunch of stuff coming up, but I will see you next week on next week's episode of Schmoebates. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.